From Lydia Green of Mulberry Glen by Millie Florence. You can get lost in any library, no matter the size, but the more lost you are, the more things you'll find.
Welcome back to the Reading Room Ruffians, your favorite library podcast. Today, we're going to do a little reintroduction of ourselves, mainly because it's been a while since our first episode, and I think we were a little nervous the first time. This is Mallory, and I do not like warm hugs. I love villains, though. I'm joined by my BFF and horrifyingly delicious villainous vixen, Ariel.
I'm not everyone's cup of tea, but I am everyone's shot of whiskey.
Our Supreme Overlord, Carla, is here to rein us in, a little.
I have nothing to say to that. I think I'll just stick to my feel-good books.
We are recording from our library in Jackson County, West Virginia. Zach, the collector of books longer than your last relationship, is recording from Seattle, Washington.
I like big books and I cannot lie.
Before we get to it, you can find our Facebook group by searching Reading Room Ruffians Podcast, which is linked to our library's Facebook page at facebook.com/WVJCO Library. If that sounds a little different, that's because it is. We made a new Facebook page for reasons, and we would truly love it if you headed over to like and follow us there so we can regrow our page once more. You should also follow us on TikTok and Instagram at WVJCO Library, and check out our podcast Goodreads page, which we have linked in our episode description, along with our personal Goodreads pages. We also want to take a second to talk about what we have coming up for the month of January. Every Tuesday in Ravenswood, they have what is called Teen Tuesday. It starts at 5:30, and all teens are welcome. So, go do that. It's a fun time.
They play games. You can get help with your homework. They have snacks. Yeah.
And then every Wednesday in Ripley at 4, we do Taboo, and that's Ariel's program.
Yeah, we have, right now, our last count was we have 16 teens. And every other week, we play D&D. And then on the opposite weeks, we either do board games or crafts, or they make TikToks for the library page. It's crazy and chaotic, but they're a huge group of these wonderful kids that just come together, and they're so close now. And they've really found their whole little family there, and they are so welcoming to other teens.
Yes.
So if you want to join us, by all means, come.
Yeah, I really love seeing them come in. I've always loved the teen program. Whenever I first started working, Carla did teens. And at first, obviously, I was terrified because I hadn't been around a teenager and probably ever, really.
Since you were a teenager?
Since I was a teenager.
And they are chaos incarnate.
Yes. And so it was just kind of I don't know, but they really grew on me. And ever since then, I'm just I want to love you so much,
my gosh.
you little precious babies.
I love them. And every time they come in and then somebody new joins, they're like, oh, by the way, she's our mom now. She's adopted us. And I'm like, yes, you are all my babies.
It's so sweet. I love it.
This was not even me. They have decided themselves that I am their mom.
They secretly run the show. We just pretend.
Yeah, I'm their library mom, and they rule what happens.
Yep. And then every second and fourth Tuesdays of every month, I do what is Kids Club, and I have that for ages 5 to 10. And that is free to any kids who want to join. You can sign up. We do all kinds of stuff. I let the kids pick their favorite things that they want to do while they're here. We've done some science experiments. We've done a lot of painting. We've done a lot of coloring.
You did slime?
Yeah, we did slime. I'm going to have to do it again. Yeah. It was fun, though, because it was cloud dough.
Yeah.
That one was fun. And then we also play with Play-Doh a lot. And Legos. We've done all kinds of stuff, and I let them pick as often as they want. So it's been pretty fun. And then so on the 25th of January, which I think for you guys will be this week
or the following week, maybe. I don't know, something like that.
We will be doing a VR dinosaur adventure, and we have 2 Oculus Quests, and we'll have an app on it that you guys can go on a little dinosaur adventure. It's going to be so much fun. And then on the 27th, which is a Saturday, from 12 to 4, we are doing Jurassic January. And that is going to be super fun. We are in crunch mode for it now.
Oh, yeah.
We have a special surprise.
Oh, yeah, we do.
That sounds ominous.
It's even better if you had seen Mallory's face. She had the definite, like, little evil face, like...
No, it's going to be so much fun, and we do stuff for the whole family. It's definitely the most fun for kids. We have these little raptor costumes that looks like they're riding raptors.
Mm-hmm. And they race.
They race down the raptor races.
aisles. It's so fun.
Oh my gosh, it's the funniest thing I think I've ever seen in my life. Man,
and they are so into it. I manned that last year, man, and they are just like way into it.
Hands down the best purchase ever.
We have that T-Rex costume that's almost touches the ceiling.
Yeah, it's huge. It's gonna be really, really fun. And so we should be putting you should be able to get merch before, and we will definitely have merch at Jurassic January as well. We'll have t-shirts. Hopefully we'll have some cups. I'm not 100% positive about that yet, but we will also have pins that you can win for doing all of the little activities we have, and they're going to be super cute.
They are. Oh my gosh.
I love them. There's like a little baby dinosaur one. Oh my God.
He's
it's
so
my favorite.
cute. I want to take him.
But yeah, that's a wrap up kind of Jurassic January. I'm not excited at all. Okay, so I think that we can start our little introductions now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Who wants to go first?
I vote Carla.
Oh, yeah, I knew you'd say that. I have no idea how to even start this now. I'm not nervous, just brain dead.
Hello, my baby.
Okay, so
and we break in song.
I guess we're just talk about what. Okay,
yeah.
Books I like. We'll start with that one. I do like feel-good books. I have got to where I like a lot of nonfiction too, and I'm on this kick now of reading about consciousness and other things. It's been plants, and now it's invertebrates and fish, and I just ordered a book on fungi. So yeah, it's really interesting to look at things a little differently. I also do like romances, not as much as I used to, because now they just make me mad sometimes because
it's not real.
Well, yeah, that's part of it.
Unachievable love standards.
I love the cryptids and the weird stuff. I have always liked that. Although I can't read it at night because I get afraid. It has to be a daytime thing.
Can relate.
My other passions include rocks. They can be seashells, cool sticks, I find.
We're a bunch of little goblins over
I
here.
I'm a hoarder when it comes to stuff like this.
Goblins and crows.
Yep.
So that's the reason I named my business Magpie. Picking up shiny things and interesting things all over the place.
We're a bunch of corvids.
Yeah, Zach can attest to that. I spent how long on the beach, and
it was
when
hours.
I came to visit you, picking up sand dollars, and they had to make me come back.
Yep.
So,
which is not uncommon. I do want to say it's not uncommon.
Like, yeah. But I do carry my own stuff. I don't make anybody else carry my stuff. And when it gets to the point where I can't hardly lift it, that's when it's time to go home.
Yeah.
Until the next day with an empty bag.
Yep. Start all over again.
And it appears like one of my semi-nephews has picked that up. Connor picks up everything.
I love that.
I have to carry it, but he picks it up.
He'll get there eventually.
Yeah.
I mean, Rowan doesn't.
Yeah, she's really into the acorns right now.
Oh my God. And pine cones. Acorns and pine cones.
The genes are strong.
We went on a walk and she picked up, I'm pretty sure, 20 pine cones.
I love that.
She had to make 5 trips back to the car to carry all these pine cones. Because she was like, I want these. Can you help me? I was like, no. This is not how this works. I'm like, you want it. You carry it.
I love it. My sweet baby.
I was at a site where you can get flint. It's really pretty flint. It has a lot of pretty colors in it. And they have these big pits you can get in. Well, I filled my bag up too full and couldn't get out of the pit. I had to have somebody help me with that one. I did. Oh my God. Yeah, it was. Because I had to crawl out with my hands, and I was like, I can't get this bag. It's like I had to reach it up to somebody. It's kind of embarrassing, but I got home with my flint.
Yeah, that's all that matters, really. You made it.
Anyway, we can go on now.
Okay. Me next?
Mhm.
Y'all are staring at me?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Ariel. Hopefully you know that by now. Okay. So my favorite types of books to read are fantasy, science fiction, and horror. Because I don't like reality and I want to escape it into these worlds where nothing is actually real. Love that. Let's see. I listen to audiobooks more than I read anymore because I have 3 children and I am very, very busy. I'm in school trying to get my bachelor's degree so then I can move on to get my master's degree in library science.
So I can retire.
Yeah, that's the plan. We'll see if it happens, but that is the current plan. I am like my mother. I do like to get shiny things or cool rocks or whatever. Cool story. I found a pair of rusted pliers in the woods the other day and a deer antler that was not a shed. It had been broken off.
Oh, wow. Were they fought?
Yeah, where they fought. So that was exciting. It's on my mantle along with my other deer skulls and
Love that.
all my rocks. So yeah, if you want to win us over, bring us stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what else about me. I'm very big into teaching myself new hobbies. I've taught myself to crochet and to knit and to paint and to make cups and shirts and stickers, car decals, how to sew. I learned how to quilt.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of different cooking recipes. Anything else? What else have I taught myself how to do? Oh, wood burn. Taught myself how to do that. How to make soap. How to make candles.
Yeah, you need to get on that because I'm out of the soap now.
The more you talk about this, the more I'm just like, are you sure you don't have ADHD? Because same, babe.
I've been told. Somebody else told me. They're like, I don't think that you're autistic. I think you have ADHD.
You know what? You might be both. You might be both.
I'm the best of both worlds.
Speaking of the cooking, I wanted to mention our Spice Club.
Oh, yeah.
Because I forgot about it because
Yes.
it's brand new. Each month we're going to have a spice you can pick up at like a tablespoon of whatever we're doing that month. And it'll include recipes and it's all free. You just pick it up, you go home, you try them, see what you like. And if you have one you particularly like, we're going to have a potluck every 3 months and you can bring in your favorite recipe and we can all share. So that's a new cooking skill for people to learn. And actually one of them was really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, we tried one of them. Now back to me.
I'm sorry.
Hijacked me.
It's my job. It's my job.
I don't know. I
I
can't.
want to talk about teasing.
No. Let's see. What other skills do I got? Paper machine.
Mm.
That's a skill.
Oh, what a skill.
Sorry.
What a skill that is.
Hey, you know what?
It is.
It is
It
a
really
skill.
is.
It's just, too much paper.
Yeah,
mache.
that's what everybody thinks.
Oh yeah. But yeah, so I teach myself all kinds of new things all the time, and I'm currently teaching myself how to paint better. That's the current skill we're working on. And also I've been really into making little sculptures out of clay.
Oh my God, guys.
So yeah, that's about me.
They're really cute.
Mhm.
I can't think of anything else about me. I'm fun.
Very fun. She's also the light of my life.
Me and Mallory are secretly in love.
I don't think it's secret. Yes. Okay, so I guess that's my turn. Apparently, yeah, we all know me. I'm kind of all over the place. I have very kind of openly talked about having ADHD. I got a late diagnosis, and it makes sense. It makes life make a lot more sense. So it's nice to know that I'm not just crazy. Because I am that too, but
I mean, you know, aren't we all?
let me see. I love doing a lot of things too. I love learning things. I picked up cross stitch after much convincing from Grace. I started and I haven't really stopped. I've picked up quilting. I've started to learn quilting. I'm not that great at it yet, but hopefully I will be soon. I also do like listening to audiobooks, which I forgot to start with books, but here we are anyway. Squirrel.
The ADHD really shows its colors.
It's here today, guys, and it's loud. But, books. My favorite kind of books, I like a lot of fantasy. I like some science fiction. I love post-apocalyptic stuff.
Me too.
Mm-hmm. And I think right now I'm really just on a rom-com kick, which is not, that's a new thing for me this year. Like, I think I got a little bit into it last year, but not very much. I think I read like X-Hex, which is a funny one, but the second book of that is way better. Just so we all know. Anyway, I don't know, mostly I like dark books where you feel kind of depressed, but also now I really like just light, happy books. And if I've seen that it says HAE, I'm in. Which, if you don't know, means happily ever after. HEA. There we go. There we go. I can spell. I also listen to a lot of audiobooks, but I've been trying to, because I have a massive bookshelf, tried to read through my actual physical books and read more on my Kindle, because I have a Kindle and I don't read on it very often.
Same. I have my Kindle, but I hardly ever read on it.
Yeah. I go through really big phases though, and sometimes I will read and it'll be like a whole 2 weeks that I just nonstop am on my Kindle, and then I don't touch it for months and then do it again. Just a cycle. Back to, what are they? Hobbies? Yeah. Okay. One of the things that I've been wanting to pick up is, oh no. What's the word? Calligraphy.
Oh no. Oh no. Our brain. It's broken.
What in the world?
so
Is this like a
broken.
thing that you guys do?
All the time. All the time.
That was just us syncing up right
They
there.
are so synced, it's ridiculous. And if it's up to me to have the brain today, we're in trouble.
Oh my.
So anyway, calligraphy. I've been wanting to learn calligraphy because my TikTok and my Reels have been people blowing glass and making the glass pens.
Dude, I want to blow glass. I think I could do it.
I think I could, but I'm also really terrified.
I also really want to just smush it.
That would probably just break it. And they're so pretty. And I think the glass ones are so cool because they twirl them and you just dip it in the ink and then the ink just slowly runs down instead of rushing out. And that makes no sense to me, but I love it. So I've been wanting to learn. And so I got a kit for Christmas and I'm very happy and excited to learn.
I now require my love letters to be in calligraphy.
Yes. Can do.
I have a funny note to add.
Yeah.
At Ingram, when I was ordering books this time, there was a book on the wolf stuff. And I was like,
I'm so glad I didn't take a drink.
I am too, because it's like, I thought, no, pass.
You don't want that? Nothing from the Omega verse for you?
Well, this was like, it was into a series. So fine, I wasn't going to go back and buy the whole series.
Thank God. Oh, no.
We could have left it on her desk and be like, happy birthday.
I probably would have just hidden it. Just run away and throw it in one of the corners of the library.
I still have that Bigfoot romance thing.
Oh my gosh.
That one was so bad.
Oh, my God. A little bit
There's
more
3
about
copies
me.
too, so
Yeah.
His loincloth made out of body hair.
I'm pretty sure it is.
It is. Oh, God. Before I pass the torch, like the last couple of things about me, I think like legitimately accepted at this point that I am going to die because I pet something I should not have. I watched this video this morning that somebody posted on Facebook, and it was, I don't remember what kind of eel or whatever, but it had jaws that like pop out. It was gross, terrifying looking. And the entire time I was like, is this hurting this eel? Like, is this hurting this thing? And then like, about halfway through, I was like, is this thing dead? Why am I sad? Like, why do I want to comfort this thing?
Yeah.
Like, what is wrong with me?
Oh, on that note, Gaboon vipers?
Yes.
Oh my God, I want to pet one so bad. They look so soft and squishy, and I just feel like if it just let me, I could love it, and it would love me.
What are you paying?
Exactly how I feel about everything.
A Gaboon viper.
Gaboon viper.
Yeah.
You live, seconds after you get bit by one of those?
Yeah, I think so. But it looks so sweet.
It's like bears are so cute. Their ears
They're
are
friend
too
shaped.
cute.
You cannot tell me they're not friend shaped.
You can't tell me that I could not walk up to a bear and be like, "Hi, I love you," and it would also
Right.
not love me. Like, there's no way. You know
No,
what?
of
If I
course
gotta
not.
go, fine. It's fine. I'll be happy. I'll just snuggle it as I die. But yeah, that's enough about me. I'm unhinged, and we're all aware.
All right, Zach, your turn.
Yeah, this thing looks like a short, stubby little snake. It's so fat.
Yeah, I know. He's so cute.
Anyway. All right. Well, I guess I'm Zach. I like to read some books occasionally. It's pretty good. No, I'm mostly into sci-fi fantasy. I'm into mostly escapism as well. Like Ariel. I tend to read apparently longer books. I don't know about this stereotype, but it's been given to me.
Apparently.
Oh no, I did look
I
at
think
my
the average page length is like at least 500
the average
At
page
least.
Yeah.
pages.
Nah. It's not that bad. It's not that bad. I read some short books occasionally. According to Goodreads, it was like
something we've picked.
Suggest them.
386 or something like that was my average page count last year. So not too bad. Close to 400 pages. It's not too bad. I did read a couple 1,000-page books last year, but Anyway, like I said, mostly sci-fi fantasy. My favorite series is the Dresden Files. It's fantastic. My favorite author, Terry Pratchett.
Yeah.
So, those are fantastic book series, both sets of them. Specifically the Discworld. I've read a bunch of Terry Pratchett's other stuff too, and it's not quite as good, but it's still excellent. Aside from
The
that,
Carpet People's not too bad.
The Carpet People was pretty good, and there's a few other ones. Like The Long Earth isn't bad.
Yeah.
He wrote that with Stephen Baxter.
I didn't like that one as well.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's not as good. I didn't like it as much.
Yeah.
He also wrote was it not Neverwhere? Good Omens with Neil Gaiman.
Neil Gaiman.
Yep, fantastic book. So it just depends. It's hit and miss when he's not the Discworld novels. Almost all of his Discworld novels, aside from like the first couple, are fantastic. The first couple are good too. They're just not quite as good. He just wasn't quite in there, and the characters weren't quite as good. Anyway, aside from that, let's see here. I guess Ariel mentioned school. I have a PhD in physics, which I definitely use in my day job all the time. I don't. I really wish I would have probably done something differently with that, but oh well. I'm a software engineer now at Microsoft, so I don't really do much physics
There's
stuff.
still time. You can still move back and do a different job.
I could do a different job. It wouldn't pay nearly as much, though. So,
Everybody
oh well.
peer pressure Zach into moving back.
Not happening. I'm good. Thank you.
Everybody pressure him enough. We can do it.
West
The
Coast,
goal
Best
for
Coast over here.
2024.
And he's got that much of me in him that's like, you push me and I'll dig in forever.
I know.
I'm just going to stay here longer now.
Yeah.
To make it worse.
Rude.
Anyway.
Okay. New goal. Kidnap.
You're not allowed back.
Anyway, so, but yeah, so I've been over here at the West Coast. I live in Seattle area now. The weather is absolutely wonderful right now. It is 50 and dreary all the time, which is exactly why you moved to Seattle. I guess the summers are very nice and pretty, but man, the winters, it's dark all
Are
the
they
time.
though? Because
It's dreary.
you Photoshop mountains all the time in your pictures.
Ariel thinks I Photoshop mountains because she still hasn't seen Mount Rainier hardly, and it's gorgeous. You can see it from like everywhere
From
here,
Seattle, which
and
blows
she
my
has
mind.
seen it maybe once, hazily through the clouds.
Yeah.
It was during the wildfires. You couldn't see anything.
Oh yeah,
No, he literally told me when I went there. He's like, last week it was beautiful. You could see it. It was all clear.
That's right. It was all
And I was
cloudy.
like, You Photoshop these in the pictures.
Yeah. It's beautiful. The mountain's beautiful. Everything around here is just very pretty, though. It's a little expensive, but everything is very pretty around here. Hobbies wise, I used to be a lot more into astronomy type stuff. I have a big telescope. It's like a 16-inch Dobsonian that I take out every now and then. I haven't taken it out since I moved here, though, because it's just been overcast all the time, and I haven't had really a chance to. But I'm pretty big into that. Astrophotography type stuff. That's also very fun, where you just take pictures of stars and, like, the Milky Way and stuff. Aside from that, I'm just into a bunch of different hobbies pretty much all the time. It's hit and miss what I'm doing at any one time. I got into 3D printing before a lot. I've still got my printers, and I've printed off tons of stuff. I like watches a lot, and I like making things. I think that's the main thing I like to do, is just make stuff, or like have hobbies where I like to just create a thing or fix a thing, So it doesn't matter what it is. It's just anything that could be fixed or made. I will be into it at some point. It just has to join the list of things I want to try out. My next thing that I'm going to be trying this year is bookbinding. So,
oh my gosh, I want to do that really bad.
And start rebinding them. It's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to it. But yeah, there's all kinds of stuff I have enjoyed doing over the years, but not really into anything right now aside from just reading and, trying to get back into creating things. Oh, I guess the other one thing I like to do is hike and camp. I do like to hike and camp. I'm less into the camping now than the hiking. Hiking's still fun. Camping, you get cold and wet one too many times, and it's just like, I think I'd rather just do a hotel.
That's me. I'm definitely at an age where it's like, not on the ground, not sleeping on the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah. After a while, it gets a little old, not going to lie. Mostly the bathroom situation. That's never good.
I can't figure out on your hikes how you don't pick up stuff. I don't understand
because
that.
he hikes to hike instead of hiking to...
It doesn't matter. It's like I'm always looking, always.
Yeah, I mean,
always.
same.
I don't even know how to do that.
He hikes to get to a destination, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I hike for the views. That's basically it.
I hike for the trinkets.
You hike for a while, and then you get to the top, and you're like, yeah, that's a good view. That's the reason why I didn't like hiking in most of the Appalachian Mountains. You get up there, and it's just like, it looks
More
all
trees.
the same. There's just more trees. Even if you get up to the very top, and it's like bare, you just look out, and it's just all trees, like rolling hills and trees. I mean, it's pretty, but I don't have to climb a mountain to see that.
You hike for trinkets. That's what you need to hike for, and you will have much more fun.
Yeah.
Nah, I don't like stuff like that.
What a weirdo.
Really,
I know.
honestly.
What was that thing?
You didn't pass that genetic one to him.
Yeah, I failed.
No, I mean, I collect stuff. It's just not little rocks and pieces of junk.
You should see my desk right now.
And 50 sand dollars you have to ship back in the mail.
Yeah, I don't do that. Go figure.
Or deer antlers.
It's been several times I've had to mail my stuff back.
Yep. I had to mail my rocks back last time. Or not the last time, but the time before that.
That's so funny.
No, if it fits at chips, it's wonderful.
Yep. Yeah.
You're taking so much advantage of those poor people with the it fits at chips.
Hey,
they weren't expecting rocks when they did that.
Yes, they were. Yes, they were. Because
They
that
know
lady
us.
at the post office, the postmaster or whatever, she was like, did you find any good ones?
Yes.
She was
Yes,
into
I
it,
did.
remember?
Yeah, I remember
'Cause you
she was a
told me you
rock
couldn't
hound
take
too.
me
She
anywhere.
used the term, didn't she?
I think so.
Amazing.
So we're everywhere.
We are everywhere. Too bad we haven't taken over the world yet.
It's because
No,
we're
you
too
guys
busy
are
looking
too
for
busy
rocks.
picking up rocks. Exactly. That's all you do. You don't do any of the other stuff you need to take over the world. It's just too many rocks.
And God knows we can't throw them at anybody because that might be a special one.
Yeah. I don't want to lose that one.
That could be my favorite one. We just don't know it yet.
Exactly. This is the problem.
It is. It is a problem.
Oh my god.
Amazing.
I mean, it is so bad. Sometimes I'll think I can get rid of that one.
Nope.
And then I'm like, oh, let me get it wet first because you really see why you picked it up if you get it wet. It's like, oh no, that's really got a pretty area right there. Or I don't know. I need help.
Yep. Yep.
Somebody's going to have to carry some of these rocks.
You know what, Zach? You realize that at some point we're going to have to go through all of these rocks.
Oh my God,
Don't do
no.
it. Just
Not doing
take
it.
them to the driveway and turn them out.
You
and
know
don't
what?
look.
What, do you remember a while ago I tagged you in this post? This person made a fence
Out
that
of their
that they
rocks.
put their
Yeah.
rocks in between. Like it was basically a shadow box for rocks, but they made it a fence. And it was made with like chicken wire, and they just like
Put the
their
rocks down in it. That's,
Well,
what we
that's
should
cool.
do.
I have to
That's
touch
so
them.
bad.
I have to touch them every now and
do
then.
it.
You can just walk through
like,
it,
look
yeah.
at 'em
No, I
all.
mean, I have to.
Oh, I mean, I guess that's fair, but
Yeah.
like it's open at the top, so you can
You
reach
could
out
reach
and get
around.
one. Yeah,
I want that one right there on the bottom.
yeah. And if you did like a couple of layers with like space between,
that-
you could
now
have
that
like
might
a
work, yeah.
shallower.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, there's a reason. There's a reason people like us should not see stuff like that.
Pinterest, the biggest blessing and curse on the planet.
Yep.
I'm sorry, Zach. Go ahead.
No, that was basically it. Also, I don't understand Pinterest. I don't.
What?
I just don't get
Why?
it. Somebody made me a Pinterest back in the day, and I just never understood it. I'm like, but you just click them.
Get it?
You just add them to these little boxes, and then it's just like, oh, I have all these ideas for things, and then you never go back and look at them ever again. That's how I understand.
You know
Pinterest.
what? We
I
do
look
though.
at mine all the time.
We do,
I
though.
go back and look at all my quotes and like different craft ideas and
Yeah.
library
See, but
ideas.
You're also a maker. You could find so much stuff on Pinterest,
Yeah.
like how-tos and like places to like buy things. For
Things
your
you wouldn't even
how-tos.
think of.
You could make so much stuff, Zach.
I guess I could, but I don't think Pinterest is really my best source for that.
Why are we the worst enablers ever?
No, thank you. No, thank you.
We've been trained well. Oh my god.
I will remain quiet on that front.
Oh god.
Uh,
Amazing.
So anyway, do we want to get into our book chat now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Let me
Sounds good.
bring up my Goodreads.
Oh my God.
I don't remember what book I talked about last in our book chat.
Oh, I need to look at not just my challenge for this year. I had to look at actually read books.
I think the last thing I talked about was A Stroke of the Pen, didn't I? I talked about that one.
Yes.
Okay, so the only other book I have is the Flying Flamingo Sisters and their
Excuse
Daring
me?
Doe.
Did you talk about Stroke of the Pen, or did you just tell me that?
I don't know.
I don't
Actually, I
remember
think you
hearing
maybe
about
just
Stroke
told
of the Pen.
me.
You didn't? Okay, okay, I got two.
Look at you.
My French laugh.
2, 3, 4. I got a bunch.
Croissant. Oh, I just knocked my.
Y'all just got a boob sound. I'm so, that
That's
intrusive
gonna have to
thought
be-
one.
Okay, they have died. Zach, go ahead and start with yours because it's
Okay,
going to
sure.
be at least 5 minutes.
I was wondering what they were doing. Are they just laughing?
laughing, trying
okay.
to be silent about it.
That explains why there was like this dead silence. Okay. So, I wanted to talk about one thing in particular. This is something I'm going to start doing every year. There's a book called The Dark is Rising, which is by, I think it's Suzanne Cooper. Let me double check to make sure. Or Susan Cooper. Yeah, Susan Cooper. It's part of the Dark is Rising series. It's book number 2, though, which seems weird to me, but, you know, that's the way it goes. And apparently there's a bunch of people around the world who will read this every Christmas time. They'll read a chapter a night starting from Christmas Eve, because the book starts on Christmas Eve. And then you go through the book, you read one chapter a night until you get to January 1st, and that's the final chapter. So I did that this year. It's a fantastic little book. I remember reading this when I was a kid. I found out that I have the entire series except for The Dark is Rising, which is annoying because it's the one I needed to read. I'm going to have to try to find a copy that actually matches my copies of all 4 other books. I even had a duplicate of one of the books. It's very annoying. Anyway, The Dark is Rising. It's a very good little book. It's about this kid who is an old one, is what they're called, where these basically powerful people who defend the world against the opposition, which is called the Dark. And he has to find all these things called signs to help prevent the Dark from rising to power. He's what's called a sign seeker. And it's just night by night, things happen. He gets these new signs, and he gets new powers and things. It's a very good little YA book. I think it's much better to read when you were a kid. Like, I've got some serious nostalgia for this book. I had forgotten what happens in it, but I remember being this being very influential when I was like, I don't know, 11 or 12, right around the age of the protagonist. But it's a good little book. I enjoyed it a lot, and I reread it again, like I said, this year, and I'm going to start doing that every year, just so I can, like, participate in this little thing. And it's a good thing to do around Christmas time.
It was called what?
The Dark is Rising.
The Dark is Rising?
Yes, The Dark is Rising.
Okay. Because I kept on hearing The Darkest Rising.
I did too.
Sorry, yes. The Dark is Rising, 4 words. And actually, there's a little radio play that is put on by the BBC. It just, I think, came out last year or the year before.
Maybe we should do a radio play sometime.
Oh my God, that'd be fun.
That would be fun.
A radio play. That'd be
Or
interesting.
something like that. Yeah. Something to think about.
There's a little radio play. It's a podcast. It's free. And you can listen to that if you don't have a copy of the book. I'm going to get a copy of the book, though.
I think that's a
year.
neat tradition.
It's a fun little tradition. I think it's going to be fun, and I'm going to try to do it every year. But that's my one of my most recent reads.
Sounds good.
I'm still working on my deep dive. The Soul of an Octopus. I've got I don't know, maybe
Didn't that just get returned?
45 minutes left.
I was going to say, Libby is talking about returning it.
I think I got a couple days.
I'm pretty sure it just got returned today.
Expiring soon. Renew. It's due in 3 days.
I was
Okay.
going to say, usually you have 3 days once it says that.
And I have an actual copy of the book too. So
All right. Well, I guess I'll talk about one. So I read A Stroke of the Pen by Terry Pratchett. And it is a collection of stories that Terry wrote for the newspaper when he was a journalist. And they all fit like a certain word count or whatever. But I think the last one was longer. So I don't know why. Maybe it was like multiple copies of the newspaper or whatever. I don't know. But I have heard some of the stories before. But these were like earlier versions of them, and you could tell that they were earlier versions. But it was really cool, and it was read by a lot of different people. Like each story had somebody different. Neil Gaiman did the foreword in it, and it was really sweet. And then David Tennant read like the first book, and I was dying because I love him. And he was reading. I can't remember what the book was called, but it was about Og the caveman.
yeah.
It was him, and he was amazing. That's what it is. But anyways, I do think that it's a really good book to read because you get to see all his like early work, and that's really cool. But also, like his stories are just like, I don't know, he just wraps them up so nicely in this like short little bit. Like it's just a little short. I can't write a short story because I'm like, if I do that and it has to fit to a certain word count, I just stop, and what is happening?
Our door just opened.
Slowly.
You guys are haunted. Sorry.
I think
guess-
it
I
might
guess
be
so.
Alex.
Oh, okay.
Anyways, so
It's okay. We'll be fine.
I'm not worried about it. I'm just trying to figure it out. And now my brain it's gone. Everything in it. It's
You said you couldn't write a short story.
oh yeah.
Ramble. Well, you didn't say that part, but that's why.
I do ramble.
Yeah.
That is it.
Yep.
Like, and when I go to like finish like a story, it just stops. If I can't just finish it how I want to, it'll just stop. I just can't write a short story. So yeah, definitely read it. I think it's really good. It just came out, I think, this year.
Yeah, I've
Well,
been wanting to
technically
read
last
it.
year. But
Oh
yes.
yeah, last year's New Year. But yeah, it was published October 10th of 2023.
Mhm.
So
Yep.
it is very good though.
I actually think that I figured it out because we did This Is How You Lose the Time War. So I don't think that I talked about anything else after that because our book chat was before we did How to Lose the Time War. So anyway, I read book 2 of The Invisible Library, and I think I told Ariel about this. I was very upset about, I loved it, by the way. Like, it was a great book, but I was upset about the events that occurred to make this book happen. I was very stressed a lot of the time. I thought for certain we were not going to make it, and also that nothing was savable ever. I was very scared.
In the
There
book,
was
you were very
a
scared
lot of
what
yes,
was happening.
in the book, I was like Yes. Like, no, it wasn't scary, actually. I'm so attached to these characters. And I do that often, but also this attached by book 2 is wild for me. Like, I was worried, especially about one character, but there were a couple of other characters in there also that I was very worried about as well, mainly because I didn't think what they were wanting to do was going to happen. And that was, man, I was upset about it. There's still like a lot of the same fun stuff that like wild things happen and they just go along with it. Like, oh, there are people attacking me out of nowhere. This is fine. There are centipedes that are metal and 12 feet long. This is fine. We're just going to battle them and it's like nothing. I'm used to this. Like,
I read a book once where centipedes would like lay eggs in your body if you weren't paying attention.
No. I don't know why you had to talk about that.
That's horrible.
That's rude of you.
If you weren't paying attention,
that's rude of you.
they just sneak up in there and lay eggs in you.
If you were sleeping, they would like come up and lay eggs in your body.
Did they erupt out afterwards?
Yeah, and it'd slowly poison you and you'd die.
This is terrifying. Why have you done this to me?
What a happy thought.
I'm already not sleeping. How rude of you.
You said centipede. It made me think of it. I don't even remember what the book was.
But anyway, it was also really fun because this one dealt a lot more with like legends and lore and how they affect stories and people, and like making your story work instead of you working for your story, if that makes sense. It was pretty cool. And I liked it. I can't wait to continue. I don't know what we're doing in the next book. I haven't read the synopsis. I probably will not. So,
snap.
I just know we're going forward. So that's that one.
Do you have anything to talk about?
I do.
Okay.
I was thinking this. I don't know why this made me think of Minicon coming up. My brain probably went through 3 or 4 unrelated steps to get to that point.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. I think that would be a good time for you to come in because the eclipse is right afterwards.
Yeah.
Yeah, Zach.
Oh, you mean, when is that? Like, is it June or July?
It's April.
Is it? The eclipse isn't in April, is it?
Yes, it is April 8th.
Oh my God. That might be a good time then,
Yeah. You get to come in for Minicon and then we'll go to wherever we need to go to watch the eclipse.
That'd be fun.
Speaking of, if we still haven't gotten a hotel for that, we need to do that.
Good luck. I think we'll probably have to like sleep in our car.
Well, you gotta do what you gotta do.
It is what it is.
There you go. I'll camp. I'll bring a tent.
Next
or actually,
book.
I probably won't bring a tent. I will purchase a tent while I'm there. It's going to be easier.
It would be.
I have a big tent that sleeps like 10.
Yeah, but I had to sleep in the same room with you. Gross.
It's got multiple rooms.
If it sleeps 10 people, it definitely has multiple
I don't
rooms.
want to sleep next to you anyways, because you smell funny.
That's okay. The kids will sleep in between you anyway. Or on your head.
I'll get enough of that with Kiko, so I'm good.
You know what? I'm not sharing my air mattresses with you. So there.
Rude.
You sleep on the ground.
So rude.
Anyway, that's something to think about.
Yeah. Did you actually talk about your book?
I don't have any. I'm still reading it because I'm
okay.
slow, remember? I don't have a book. That's the reason I don't know why my brain went to Minicon, but it did.
Okay. I was confused. I was like, are you talking about a book?
I was quiet.
Okay.
No, I was quiet for a while thinking, somebody said, I can't remember who said anything, but I was like, oh, well, that could be this. And then that made me think of this. And then I thought of Star Wars. And then I thought of like, oh, Minicon.
my God.
And I was like, oh, well, the eclipse is happening right after that. Zach, that's when you should come in. That's my train of thought. I don't know what it was.
Amazing. I love it.
Yeah.
Okay. I have another book to talk about. It's actually a little series that I started recently. I've read the first 2 books. I'm on the 3rd one, and that was all like this week. I have a lot of time to read, so it's called Dungeon Crawler Carl. That's the series.
I'm already in.
Like, it sounds real dumb, but
That sounds great.
it's actually one of the better written lit RPGs. So this is a lit RPG, which I know a lot of people don't know about, so I will briefly explain. Basically, you are in a world where something has happened, or the characters are transported somewhere, or something has happened to make the world like an RPG, where you have stats and you have skills and abilities and all this stuff. There's a bunch of different ones of these. Most of them are hot garbage, but there's a few really good ones out there. The Divine Dungeon series is really good. People keep telling me that The Wandering Inn is good. I don't know. I read the first book and it was okay. And it's like 1,100 pages, so it's a little difficult to justify if it's just okay. Or 1,200 pages.
Yeah,
But,
I added
this
that one to my TBR.
It's okay, so the issue with that one, I'll get to it in a minute actually what the issue with that one is, but I've talked about it on the podcast before. Dungeon Crawler Carl though. The premise is let me make sure that this is not actual spoilers. I think it's just in the book description. Yeah, it's just in the book's description. Basically, aliens come to Earth and they put on a game show that is based in a dungeon crawl, basically. So they've got people who are just normal Earthlings. They go into this dungeon and then they have to fight down lower and lower levels until they can eventually escape. Basically, that's the idea.
That sounds
but
fun.
it's very difficult.
That does sound fun.
Tons of people die.
Be like an escape
and
room.
It's all made for basically a game show. Right? This is
I
a
love
game
that.
show that everybody in the galaxy watches, and it happens every year to some degree.
And they choose
Something happens
just
every year.
Earthlings? Is it
No,
because
no,
we're
no.
the only ones dumb enough to participate?
So it picks a new
Humans are
planet every year.
superior!
It's like,
It picks
like
a
I
new
said,
planet
hold
every
my
year,
beer,
so-
I got this.
It's Earth's turn this time. And there's humans elsewhere in the galaxy, but it's Earth's turn this time, and it's a very unfair thing. It's like actually kind of I could see this sort of thing happening where we've had first contact like a long time ago, and then the aliens come back and it's like, oh, actually now you're in this dungeon thing, we're in a game show. It's kind of goofy, but it's all very like
Surprise!
they're so technologically advanced that they can change how you function and change everything about you, like completely reshape your body if you want to
I'm in.
to participate
That sounds
in this
awesome,
dungeon.
honestly.
And the main thing here is that Carl, he's just some guy. He gets put into this dungeon.
Carl!
Carl, that kills
That
people.
kills people!
What?
You guys should check out Llamas with Hat. Anyway, his cat goes in with him.
Oh my god.
So it's him and his cat
Does the
going
cat
into
survive?
this dungeon. The cat does survive.
Okay,
Thank you.
I was going to
Yes.
say,
Thus far,
I will
I am
not
3
read
books
this
in.
if...
Then I'm 3 books in. The cat is still alive. If I look at the covers of the books for the next one, it looks like the cat's alive at least until book 6, which is the ones that have come out thus far. I've read the first book.
I'm
Dungeon
adding
Crawler
this.
Carl.
Yep.
The second one, Carl's Doomsday Scenario. And the third one, the Dungeon Anarchist Cookbook. And the covers of these are fantastic.
The Gate of the Feral Gods
Yes.
is the fourth one. I
Yep.
love that.
And if you look at
There's
these covers,
6
the
of them,
covers
yeah.
are fantastic. The third one I'm reading now has
They are.
a mantar on it.
It's loading.
And a mantar is like, you know how there's a centaur, it's half horse, half human? This one is half man, half man. So instead of like, it's got a full body of a man.
And
right?
all
But
audacity.
then where the head would be is the torso of another man. It's a mantar.
So that was so they could have 4 arms. Is that the whole purpose?
I mean, yeah, he's got 4 arms. He can gallop around on all 4s, or he can stand up and be like
Oh.
8 feet tall.
Oh.
A mantar.
What does his shirt say? Hold up. What his shirt says? Welcome.
It says, "Welcome to the gun show,"
Welcome to the gun show.
and it's pointing at his
I'm
lower
so
arm.
in.
Yeah.
Anyway,
You know what?
so
we still
the
need
books
to read.
are fantastic candy books, basically. Like they're easy to
I
read. They're
loved
very
it.
quick.
Yep.
I've read
This
2
should
of
be
them
one of
thus
our-
far.
Fiction
Yeah.
deep dives.
Zach, let's do it for one of your deep dives.
Yeah.
We could do this for one of my deep dives. We could do like, I don't know if I'd want to do the first book or like, probably we should do the first book if it's going to be a deep dive. Anyway, this is a fantastic little book series. I'm loving it thus far. I'm
He
halfway
says
done
it's
with the
candy
next book.
books, that they're really
Candy
good.
books.
Really, they're 446 pages.
Look at us. We're not surprised.
So 446 for the first one. I think the second one's only 358, but the the third one is 500 and something pages. So
Oh my God.
See,
that's better than those Wandering In
say.
books. The Wandering In books are, the first one is 1,200 pages long. Sorry, it's not 1,100, it's 1,200. And the issue with those is that because it's written weekly or monthly or something like that, there's a bunch of extraneous stuff that should not be in the book. It needs like cut down by half and only keep the more important parts. Anyway, but these ones apparently keep getting better and better. Aside from the third one, is the lowest rated one that is on Goodreads and is rated 4.55. So they're fun books. I'm enjoying them thus far. Like I said, it's one of the best lit RPGs I've read, and
I really like
everybody
lit
should read
RPGs
it. I mean,
too.
it's good. If you like lit RPGs, get on this one. It's one of the best ones I've read. It just the dude
I do
apparently
wanna
writes
read more
super
this
fast.
year.
He wrote 3 in 2021, and then he wrote 3 more, one in 2022 and 1 in 2023. So he's putting them out pretty quickly. So the series should keep expanding. I'm guessing it's going to be something like 15 books long. That would be my guess at this current rate that it's going.
Yeah, I'm in, definitely. But
it is not
reminded me,
completed yet. It is not completed.
we still need to read Mango Bob.
Mango Bob.
You know, I can't find those
They're on Kindle.
I can find them on Kindle Unlimited, and that's about it.
because I was going to order them.
Yeah.
They might not have physical
could
copies.
find-
A lot of these books don't.
I could find
Well,
I
it's an
think
older series.
the 5th book and like the 9th book or something like
Yeah.
it was like, but there was nothing. They just weren't there.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know that they make them in print anymore, which kind of stinks because it's an older series, but it sounds really funny.
Yeah.
What's
I'll
it
check on
called?
these dungeon-
I've never heard of this book.
Mango Bob.
Mango Bob.
Mango Bob.
Okay, well, I'm going to talk about 2 books real fast. First one is The Flying Flamingo Sisters 2, A Tale of Daring Do, right? It's the second book in the series. It's a very full cast audiobook. It's very quick to read. It's about 3 sisters who are aviators, and it's always like the Flo got in the pilot seat where the oldest sister sits, and then I can't remember the middle kid's name, but she gets in the middle seat where the middleest sister sits, and she's also the mechanic, and she also has unusually strong arms.
I love that.
And then I think it's Fran is the youngest one, but they all have F names, but sits in the back seat where the youngest sister sits, but she's also a wing walker,
Yeah.
right? And she's like 9.
Okay, that's one of those weird things I always wanted to do.
I would
Yeah.
love to do it. But
Not me.
these books are like they have to go save people from their dastardly evil uncle
I
who
love that.
has like, the evil mustache and
I
whatnot.
love that.
And they're trying to find like treasure or, whatever. Then this one, they're trying to find the flamingo buried treasure, the flamingo family buried treasure, because that's their last name. It's
You know,
flamingo.
Okay.
I admire
So.
the people who have those evil mustaches. They are hard to maintain.
Me too. Yeah.
So
I had one for a while. It's a lot of work.
What was your other book?
the other one is System Collapse by Martha Wells. It is the 7th Murderbot book. I did finish it on Christmas Day, and I didn't think we had talked about it. It's fantastic. Murderbot is having a crisis, and I don't know.
Maybe you did mention it. but
I
you
feel
didn't
like
I
I
remember
did.
mentioned it
Years.
on the New Year's
New
thing.
Year's one.
Okay, well, then very shortly, everybody read it because it's amazing, and you want to hug him the entire time because he's
Yeah.
a sweet baby.
Yep. I read 2 more of those between our last book chat and now. But the next one I'll talk about is The Kingdom of Sweets by Erica Johansson. I think I might have talked about this one on New Year's. It was a dark retelling of the Nutcracker. It was very
Yeah.
dark, very good. It was so well done. I loved it. I loved it. It's definitely a Christmas time book, but I think it would work anywhere from October to Christmas. I loved it. The last one I'll talk about is White Trash Warlock. And I finished that one on New Year's Eve, like with maybe 5 minutes to spare.
Yeah. We love that.
That was my 97th book. So
Wow, that's amazing.
That's a good book, though. I
it
read
is.
that one.
It was very fun. It's about this guy, Adam Binder. He is a witch. He's not very powerful, and he knows it. Like, he doesn't really try to do much with it. He's been tracking down these evil artifacts for the last couple of years and destroying them. And he's trying to track the person who's doing it, and he thinks it might be his dad. And he doesn't really know because his dad ran out. His dad was abusive, awful, horrible. We hate him. And it kind of just follows his aunt. He lives with this aunt. His brother and his mom he's not on good terms with. His brother admitted him to an asylum, essentially, because he's crazy, because magic isn't real, yada, yada, yada. He signed himself out on his 18th birthday and went to live with his aunt, his dad's sister. And she took care of him. It was just like a whole big thing. And so his aunt tells him that he needs to go to Denver to be with his brother because his brother needs him for something. He doesn't want to go, but he does anyway. And just like a whole bunch of events happen. It's wild. It's sad in spots. And he fights a pretty big bad. And he gets help, but he ends up doing it. And I won't say much of anything else because I really do like this series, and I'm actually reading the second one right now. That's my first book of the year. This is book 2.
I haven't started a book yet.
Yeah.
I've had stuff going on, but hopefully by our next book chat, we will have
Lots.
I will try. I'd be happy with 2.
I got one more one briefly, I think. Let me double check this real quick, see if I read it, and I have not talked about it. Yeah, Yumi and the Nightmare Painter.
Oh.
Yeah,
Which
we can't.
You guys are
find
supposed
that.
to read.
I'm trying.
Well, you can't find it.
It's not on Audible.
It's in Libby, but the waits are super long.
Like
I've had to have
20-some
it
weeks.
returned like 3 times and had to wait weeks between each time.
I mean, you could just read the book. It's a fantastic little book. This is one of Brandon Sanderson's secret projects. It's about 2 people, Yumi and the Nightmare Painter, who they just call Painter throughout most of the book. And there is basically Yumi is she is a person who summons spirits to do work for people. Very ritualistic. She was chosen by the spirits to do all this stuff, apparently. And she comes from a world that is very, very hot. The sun is closer than it is in our world. It's a little bit redder. And the ground itself is hot. And trees and stuff float around. It's very, very cool. And then the Nightmare Painter, he is a painter, a nightmare painter. His name is like Kokori or something like that. I don't actually remember because they use his name like 3 times in the book.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so Painter, basically what he does is he will, he comes from a town where there's or a world where there is no light, there's no sun, there's only 1 star in the sky. And Yumi, they also have that 1 day star is what they call it. Maybe there's 1 star in the sky, everything else is covered up by this shroud, and out of the shroud comes these things called nightmares. And the nightmares are things that come in, they're dark, they're shadowy, they go to feed on your dreams, basically, or feed on you while you're dreaming. And their job is to find the nightmares, paint them, and turn them into something harmless, basically, so they dissipate and they go away. And these 2 meet up in some way, and the story is about them trying to figure out why they met up, why they're together, and what they need to do to get things back to normal, basically. It's a very interesting book. It's very cute. The ending just like broke my heart. I loved it so much. It was so good.
Great. I have read some of it. It only checks out to me for 14 days at a time, and I am not in a Kindle mood right now. So I've gotten to, I don't know. I think the girl is wanting to go to some festival, but she hasn't been found out if she's going or not. So
she wants to, that's like on the first page of her chapter.
I don't know. I don't know how far into it I am.
Literally the first page. Because
is it her first or is it Yumi first? Or is it her first or is it the painter first?
I don't remember which one it is first.
Me either. Anyway, I'm not very far into it. Like I said, I've only had it for, a total of 28 days. But those, it was 14 days the first time, and then I had to wait 4 weeks, and then it's returning, I think, today. So and then I'll have to wait, I think, like 5 or 6 weeks. But I'm telling Carla to order them for our Libby because we don't have it in West Virginia Reads yet. So hopefully we can have them, and that'll give us 21 days with ours. So, yeah.
So it is on Audible in Spanish.
Yeah.
So
Can't read Spanish.
No
learn
habla
Spanish
español.
and then listen to the book.
Let me just jump on
Also, I was really expecting this to be a graphic novel. I guess because it has the illustrator listed on it, but it's not.
No, the
I know that
illustrator
there
just
are
has,
illustrations,
like, the cover and the other
but
stuff.
yeah.
By the
I
way,
was
the
kinda
illustrations are beautiful in this.
Yes, they really are from what I've seen so far. I was just fully expecting a graphic novel, and I'm a little bit sad that it wasn't. I don't think
would've
I'll
been
be
cool as a
disappointed in the
graphic
story,
novel.
though. Huh?
I said it would have been cool as a graphic novel. But yeah, read this book.
Yeah.
It's fantastic, guys. It's probably the best.
It-
Well, I don't know. I haven't read Trust in the Emerald Sea yet, but it's probably one of his better
I think
books,
that was
honestly,
one
if
of
you
my
just want something nice
questions
and pretty and romantic.
on that series. Like, it kind of feels like I needed to have read the other 2 secret projects to understand some of the references that were made.
In this book, so you need to have read
Yeah.
other Cosmere books to just not the secret projects, other Cosmere books in general to understand some of the references. But I don't think it's
Yeah.
necessary to enjoy the book. Having read
Okay,
about
so I can just, like-
I don't know how many Sanderson books I've read, like 10 or something like that. There's a lot of stuff in there that is referenced just as it's
Yeah.
his general world works. I mean, you read Mistborn and stuff.
Yeah.
So Mistborn has some of the same sorts of things. It's all part of the Cosmere.
Okay.
That one character, Hoyd, I think, shows up in Mistborn.
Yeah, they talked
And he's the
about.
guy
I've
who
read a
is
couple of
in
Reddit threads.
This one.
Yeah. I talked
There's a
about
bunch more references I'm
read
not familiar with, though.
Yeah. So that's I highlighted the ones, and I wasn't sure if that was like part of the secret things or what. So, okay, that makes sense though. That'll be fine.
Yeah, it's just like a little splash of extra stuff. I don't think it's necessary to enjoy the book.
Our next episode will be a conspiracy and curiosity from Ariel and I. We will be talking about discussing dreaming.
We're just going to talk about the discussion of dreams.
Yeah, that's it. So we'll probably cover some like lucid dreaming, how to interpret dreams. I think it's going to be pretty fun. And following that, we will do Carla's nonfiction pick, which is Soul of an Octopus by Cy Montgomery. And that's going to be really fun, I think. I might have to actually read this one. Yeah.
It's really pretty quick. It's just, I'm just,
well,
slow.
I've got a pile of books right now. My TBR is too TBR-ish. Okay, I think that's it for us. So we hope you enjoyed today's episode. It's time for us to sign off. But before we go, only the best libraries have librarians who don't shush you.